Hello everyone and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we'll be taking a look at a web special from Buck Knives, and this is one I've wanted for a very long time, and I was able to pick this up thanks to my good friend John over at Thrifty Kniffy, who picked it up on my behalf and had it sent over. So John, thank you very much for that. And what we're going to be taking a look at is the 0112BRS9-B. And if anyone doesn't know what that is the 112 Ranger with the drop point blade. And it has nickel silver bolsters as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Comes in the standard style box from Buck, Edge of a Legend embossed there. Plain all the way round. You get the usual stuff on the inside, you know, the shredded paper and the warranty and the natural materials, all that bits and pieces, and a bit of a message there if you want to pause and read it. And the knife comes in this nice little baggie, which is a nice little extra, I guess, for... What happened to John's sticker? Oh, there we go. Nice little extra for the knife to come in, but in all reality, that's going to live in the box, and I'm not going to use that for anything else. Came with a standard black sheath. Now, this is an imported sheath. I believe they're made in Mexico, I want to believe. Yeah, so the sheath made in Mexico. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. They do a fantastic job. Beautiful leather. Quite stiff, but it will wear in time. So you've got the embossed Buck stamp at the top there, the button that says Buck, Buck, Buck. And then on the back you've got 112, and you know that it's for a 112, and the nice belt loop on there as well. Nice firm snap on that. So you know it's not going to come off, you're not going to lose it. Even if you're lying down or you go upside down, it's not going to fall out. There's no way of that at all. So beautiful, nice black leather sheath. And here it is, the 112 drop point, nickel silver bolsters, beautiful ebony on the covers there. You can see those nickel silver pins holding it all together. Absolutely fantastic knife. I've wanted one of these for so long, and I was tempted between just getting the 420 or the S30V. In the end, I opted to go for the S30V. Just nothing against 420, I just had the option for S30, so I went for it and pulled the trigger. Absolutely beautiful knife. So the 112 Ranger then, smaller brother to the 110, and it has a close length of just over 4¼ inches. Beautiful ebony covers, wonderful mirror polished nickel silver bolsters, which will sort of tarnish and get scratched up over time, so I like to use my knives. Beautiful fit and finish, cannot see a gap or any sort of rough edges on this at all. You can feel the pins, but that's normal for Buck to have them sort of domed over like that. But you can see they're all flawless, no concerns or issues at all. A little bit of sort of colour variation in the ebony on the back. You can see this little lighter patch here. Now out in the sunlight there's a lot more colour variation, but of course in here with my, you know, man-made light, it's not the best, but beautiful knife nonetheless. And you'll notice you can see the drop point blade there instead of the usual clip. There is a nail nick, it's not really needed. You can pull this open. Nice smooth action, nice click on the lockup, that classic noise that you get from a Buck knife on the lockup. Fantastic. And as it's a web special, you just have the Buck etch with the anvil with the B and then USA on it, so you don't get a year of manufacture on this, which is a shame. I wish they would do that. I also wish they would stamp the web specials and custom shops. That would be cool to see them doing in the future. And on the back you can see we've got the Boss heat treated S30V. Quite a heavy grind on this, but it's pretty usual for a Buck, but it comes screaming sharp out of the box. And when I say it's sharp, I mean like really sharp. You're not going to be wanting messing around with this edge, and that's normal for a Buck. And with it being an upgraded steel, that edge is going to last quite a considerable amount of time longer, especially with that Boss heat treat as well. See that beautiful hollow grind on the blade there as well on both sides. Drop point blade then is, let's have a look, bang on that 3-inch blade length, and the cutting edge of just shy of 2 3/4 inches. Not too strenuous of a push on the lock bar. You know, one of the things I don't like about certain lock backs, if you push down, you've got to put a lot of force on to get that bar to lift, but you don't on this one. Great action, nice and smooth. very, very close to being dead center. If I sort of wiggle it, I mean, that's as close as you're going to get. Very, very minimal. No rubbing, no blade wrap, nothing of the sort. Just an absolutely beautiful drop point blade. I really wish they would make the drop point an option again in the Buck custom shop. Imagine getting a 112 Magna Cut drop point. That would be fantastic. And maybe even a finger groove model of this as well would be beautiful to see them do. Just, I love the color contrast on this between the ebony and the nickel silver. I think it works absolutely beautifully. Something about the dark wood or the dark handle material and the lightness of the nickel silver makes it just absolutely stunning knife. Now with the nickel silver, it is a tiny bit lighter than the one in brass, but honestly, it's not that much. You don't really notice too much. It's still a heavy knife, but it's one that I'm going to use. It's going to get abused, as I love using my 112s. I just think they're sort of a perfect pocket knife for me, really. I'd love to see the UK law change a bit so that we could carry a locking knife at sort of under that 3-inch length. But unfortunately, it's part of the law, you're not allowed. But you can use it for work, or if you've got any reason why you would need a locking knife, maybe you're going camping, hunting, something along those lines, you are able to take this along with you and have it on your belt. But beautiful classic design here from Buck. Fits in the sheath absolutely beautifully. That is going nowhere. There's no movement whatsoever. Solid snap. It's nice and securely in there. Now, will I use the black sheath? I may do, but I have got one of the nylon sheaths, which is a little bit slimmer than this, and I can actually scout carry it, which would mean my belt would go this way, and that's the way I'd have it on my belt. It makes it a bit more of a slender carry, so that's probably how I'll carry this when I do use it. Overall, big fan of Buck knives. A lot of the stuff they've come out with, a new addition to the custom shop as well. I'm tempted to pick up one of those. The Prince, I believe it is. But yeah, just one final look at that ebony. Absolutely beautiful. And I think this was around, I think it might have been $90. Maybe a bit more, might have been $120. But that sort of price range, about $100 for this with the upgraded steel and the drop point. But more than happy to pay that. But John, thank you very much for picking this up for me. I really do appreciate it. It's a beautiful knife, and it's even better now I've got it in person. But I hope you enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.